Welcome to That Talking Podcast. I'm JJ Starr.
And I'm Downtown Andy.
Welcome. We're here to talk and bring some civil discourse to an otherwise discordant world. How are you, Andy?
I'm filthy.
We're both filthy.
Yeah.
But that's what a day off is. It's fine, because it's a day. It's a day off.
The iPod.
Our microphone is resting on a half asleep dog right now, but that's what she gets for sleeping there.
Yeah.
Listen,
this is where we usually want her. We just,
she gets credit for doing this show. She may as well be a part of it.
Of course.
Yeah. So we have some simple rules here at That Talking Podcast. We have 3 rules that we live by for the sake of civility. No judgment, nothing personal, and do not be a dick. Please don't be a dick. All right. She doesn't seem to care, so we're just going to keep going.
Ladies and gentlemen, today is Memorial Day morning.
It is.
We are exhausted. We've had quite a week, a weekend.
Seriously, this is a big day off.
Yeah, it sure is.
I'm actually kind of glad that it's raining so that we can't go out and do anything.
And the pollen's going to go by the wayside.
God bless.
Anytime I go to work, I sneeze anywhere from 20 to 40 times a day.
Same.
Because my truck is filthy. The fan is just blowing dirt and pollen in my face. I've Lysoled that thing so many times.
I dug an air purifier out of storage to try and improve the air quality and all. It seems, and with all of the fans going and everything, it just blows the dust around.
But here we are, and once again, a topic has been decided out of spontaneity, which is...
I genuinely don't remember what it is. Are we talking about the pineapple lifesaver?
We could. We'll get to that.
Okay.
We'll get to that. But no, you had asked me what I wanted to talk about this episode. And again, I said, you know what? Our very seldom enjoyed days off and
we're
time
working
together. Yeah, but this is not work. This is fun. We spent this morning doing what we get to do on the rare Saturdays that we have off together, which is get up at our leisure, take Sadie out, make the coffee, get in bed, put on cartoons, and just relax.
Beautiful.
Oh.
And in doing that, we found a topic to talk about. What do you want to talk about?
This.
You want to talk about doing nothing?
I think we kind of, we got at this at the one of the first episodes talking about our leisure time, but
yeah.
I mean, what a weekend. I was forced in on Saturday. I was forced to work a full day.
On your day off.
On my day off. And then I had to hightail it to Providence, Rhode Island, play a show, and hightail it back. And I got home at 2 a.m. And I spent 11 hours, between work and the show, I spent 11 hours driving Saturday, which I am not a young man anymore. I cannot so easily do that. So yesterday, I was just out of commission completely.
Well, you took yourself out of commission.
I didn't have the energy to get... I told my dad, I said, I'm not getting up. I'm not going anywhere. I just don't have it in me. If I get in the car, I'm going to get into an accident.
Well, that's not good.
No. But it was fun. It was fun that I got there and got into a car accident. I was trying to find the venue, and I wasn't exactly sure where I was supposed to load in. So I go around the block, and I'm trying to find what looks like... I hadn't been to Providence since 2015, so the whole downtown area is foreign to me again. And I'm waiting for the light to turn green to make a left turn. Out of nowhere, these 2 guys on bikes come from my left side and cross in front of... They don't even slow down.
Like a flock of geese.
And so if I didn't stop, I'm going to hit these guys. 3 seconds go by as I'm waiting for them to pass. 18-year-old kid just barrels into me from behind. Now, I'm thinking I'm late for where I need to get to, so I'm just going to call the insurance when I get home, deal with it later. And I figured this guy was going to run anyway. He follows me into the alleyway. Responsible kid. And, I'm like, are you okay? Are you okay? Are we fine? Thankfully, neither of us were injured. He admitted fault, which was great. We exchanged insurance.
He clipped the corner of your bumper, so it seems like he tried to avoid you.
I mean, I don't know if he was on his phone or not, but I couldn't be mad at the kid because, again, if these guys on the bikes did not pass in front of me, I wouldn't have stopped short. If this kid was on his phone, shame on him. But, thankfully, this didn't become worse than it was. So, and then his parents insisted he call the police. Cops came. Cop didn't want to do anything. Cop was just like, Kid admitted fault. All right, there's no reason for me to be here, and just took off.
Well, now I need to ask, what did you do yesterday?
What did I do yesterday?
What did you do yesterday?
I made tea, and I took her out, and I laid in my recliner.
What did you do?
On my phone.
You were on your phone for 7 hours?
Pretty much. I couldn't fall back asleep.
But you just sat there for 7 hours on your phone?
Guitars, and I looked at cards, and I looked at, all sorts of other things on Marketplace, and watched YouTube videos, and I mean, has it become a judgment zone? I mean,
well, we didn't talk about this yesterday. We didn't talk about our days yesterday because we were both so shot at the end of it.
Yeah.
So I didn't have the opportunity to ask you what you did yesterday.
I mean, a fair amount. I made the big crock pot full of chicken for her, and
well, you put chicken in the crock pot. You didn't sit there and watch it.
No, because it never boils that way. There were at least 3 instances yesterday where you and I started talking about something, and I said we should be recording this right now because we were getting into our in-depth conversations.
I don't remember any of them.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, we're sitting here recording now. I'm sure we could think of something.
Well, now I have a question for you. So only within the last week have you really, short of the month that I was recovering from surgery, really, only within the last week have you really embraced the idea of just restorative time and doing a whole lot of nothing for yourself?
I wouldn't say the last week. I would say probably the last couple of months, like it started to really sink in. And I to a degree, I still don't feel right about it. I've been conditioned to believe that you should be maximizing the use of your time any way you can.
Well, I'm going to pull back the curtain for a moment and say that there have been times where you outright judge me for doing nothing.
Yes, that is true. And I apologize for that.
Well, do you own your double standard, or do you see it differently?
I see it differently.
Do you see your doing nothing different from my doing nothing?
I see a different perspective at this point. I'm more in line with what you believe now because, one, you're okay with me doing nothing, which is great.
I'm fine with it. I encourage it.
And I see the value in it now.
I'm not suggesting that every moment of your spare time should be done doing absolutely nothing. I don't believe that. But I believe that if you are low energy, that the whole point is to restore.
Well, a lot of times, even if I have low energy and I'm sitting around for a long enough time, I will force myself to get up and do a whole lot all at once because I'm like, I've wasted the day. I need to do stuff now.
You did say that yesterday.
Yeah.
You did say that when I got home from work. You were like, I feel like I completely wasted the day.
Because a lot of times when I sit around doing nothing for long periods, I feel like I've wasted a day. And I know there's things that need to get done. And when I look around and I see things that I could be doing, I think to myself, why didn't I start tackling those? I mean, they'll come in bursts. I'll look around and think like, oh, the garbage needs to be taken out. The floor needs to be mopped. Laundry needs to be put away, and I know I'll get to it eventually, but then it's just something inside me that says, okay, now is the time to tackle it. And I'll start on one thing and then move to another and then go back to that first thing and then start a third thing. It's just how I'm wired.
I am not, and I've said this before, I'm not a proponent of procrastination or anything, but I think that there is something very freeing. And this is going to sound really new age, hippy dippy, psychobabble kind of a thing. But I believe there's something very freeing in realizing that if you have something to do and there's no expiration date on it. Like, let's take the laundry, for example. Yeah, laundry needs to get done. It will get done. Does it have to be done right this second? No. And the reason for that being is that you understand within yourself, in your own brain and in your guts and stuff, that if you don't do it right now, it's not like something is going to crumble inside your reality.
I understand that.
I think that it's the idea of the things that are not urgent don't need to have a sense of urgency imposed on them, because I believe that all that does is perpetuate this ball of stress we all live in.
The conditioning comes from a perpetuating cycle that seems to trickle down generationally. I've lived with a lot of people who harbor this feeling based on what they've been exposed to, based on what they've grown up with, on who they've interacted with, usually within their families, and the urgency that gets perpetuated, it follows the lineage. So if two parents stress to their children, these things have to be done right now, they're going to translate that not only to their kids, but all the people they interact with. And then that's going to get translated to the people that they interact with. So that it's an unfortunate circumstance. But again, I've lived with people who've translated to me, these chores need to be done right this second. Because if they're not, you're a lazy piece of shit. And I've been called a lazy piece of shit by multiple people. And it's very detrimental to my belief in my self-worth.
Sure.
I mean, I don't know this for a fact, but I don't think it would be far to believe that if they were here right now listening to us talk, they would say, well, that's ridiculous. You are a lazy piece of shit if you don't get this done right now.
I would guess they would find doing this podcast a giant waste of time.
Probably. But that's subjective. That's all, subject to opinion.
Would it be less of a waste of time if we made money off of it?
Of course.
Send us your money.
That is really the goal of this podcast. We want to quit our job.
Send us your money. The more, I'm telling you, and we haven't really encouraged you to pass this along, but pass it along, because literally,
if you send us money, we can have t-shirts made, we could have stickers made, we could have koozies made. I don't know anyone that uses those anymore, but
I don't know why people make koozies anymore.
Listen,
I'm sorry, I don't. I genuinely don't.
So every time I go to union meetings, they always talk about like, what could we have made for the fundraisers that we hold? And I'm just like, listen, the one thing that every postal carrier needs is a back scratcher. Get a pen-sized telescoping back scratcher with the NALC logo on it, and everyone would keep it in their shirt pocket, and they would make use of it because,
That's pretty cool.
Everyone needs... See, that's another thing bands haven't caught on to yet.
Back scratchers?
Note to both my bands. If you're listening, and Nick, I know you are going to, we need back scratchers.
You're getting loud.
I don't care.
The emphasis is strong with you.
Because I can't tell you how many times people see me rubbing my back up against a sharp wall.
Well, yeah, you're like a bear.
And they start humming the bare necessities. It happens at work because I can't reach certain parts of my back.
Listen, none of my joints work. If you produced a telescoping back scratcher right here, right now, you'd be my fucking hero. Because I can't reach any part of my back.
I'm sure Nick is going to be like, the magic box said my name. Listen, I love hearing when people say my name on television or the radio on the rare occasion it happens.
Well, you tell me all the time when that podcast you listen to mentions you.
Shout out to Alec and Paul with the Pod of Greed, my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh podcast.
And they talk about you.
I love those guys. I love
you're like their source for fan material.
Well, they're surprised that you can make more than one review on Apple Podcast. But the thing is that if you go into the review you've left and just change what the contact, like you just delete everything you've written and then write a new one and resubmit it, it shows up.
They do that in Google, too.
Yeah. So I constantly leave stuff for them. Like, if I have a comment or something about their last podcast, and then they read it first thing on air. And I think, oh, man, that's so fucking...
You tell me every single time. You're like, they mentioned me again. And I get excited because I listen to the clips and they're like, Downtown Andy. I'm like, hey, guy.
I remember the first one. They were just like... Because I told them I drove a truck for the post office, and they're just like, "Oh, I'm expecting a package." And they're like, "Oh, I wonder if it's the same Downtown Andy. I wonder if it's the same Downtown Andy from Craigslist." I'm like, "No, guys, I assure you, I'm not the Downtown.
Are you the Downtown Andy from Craigslist?
No, because we don't live in Louisiana.
Is that like a back page thing?
I mean, they've never really explained it to me, but
Downtown Andy from Craigslist.
They do typically respond to YouTube messages too, so I'll have to probably ask them about that.
Well, good. Tell them to check out our YouTube because we're the only ones that look at that.
Yeah, they've been going for a year now, and they're even surprised. I mean, but they have a huge following on all their socials and channels and everything like that, and rightly deserved because they put out really good content.
Well, I think we put out good content. We're just not, we're not as famous. I can't think of a word.
I
can't think of a word. We'd like to be. We'd like to have that kind of following.
I think about that more often now because I think, what if we were to become famous tomorrow? Would it be all it's cracked up to be? Like if we just all of a sudden,
lot of work.
If we went viral, would it be, because at that point when everyone knows who you are and everyone wants some part of you,
Yeah.
you lose your anonymity.
You lose a lot of anonymity. There are, depending upon your medium, honestly, I think that fame comes, because I've gone viral.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone viral before, and you take it in stride and but it is a lot of work. It's a fuck ton of work to maintain that, even for your 15 minutes. It's insane. It's a crazy amount of stress and work. And I don't think you necessarily lose your anonymity, but you have to be okay. You don't have to be comfortable with it, but you have to be okay with the loss of a little bit of privacy.
Right. Which I'm not so sure that I would be, because I enjoy my privacy. I really do.
But there are things that you don't need to make public. A lot of people, once they do go viral, once they gain that fame that they've been working so hard for, they throw it all against the wall and see what sticks. And I feel like it's kind of out of desperation in a way. Because you want to hang on to that so badly that, you feel like, I have to keep going. I have to. And if you do start to fall off the curve a little bit, it's like, okay, well, now what do I do? What do I do to get it back? And some people will throw their privacy out the window. There are things that I won't talk about publicly without a lot of prodding or an argument being made for why I should talk about it. There are things I won't talk about. It doesn't necessarily mean that I want them secret, that I don't want them out there and everything. It's just not something that I necessarily want the entire world to just have offered up to them.
Right. That's something I've learned in recent years, is that you don't have to give every bit of information. You don't have to offer it all up. There is such a thing as it being a bad thing to give up too much information.
Like in court.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't think, like, if we were to become famous tomorrow, right? If we were to gain the fame that we want out of this tomorrow, I don't necessarily think, I think the only thing that would change is the sense of urgency. I think there would be more of a sense of urgency to plateau, to be like, okay, well, now we've gained this. Now, how do we keep it?
Now, here's the thing about that. If that were to happen, I mean this wholeheartedly, I would want to take everyone I know, everyone that's close to me, with me. I have always harbored this daydream that if I were to become famous in an instant, I want every single person, every important person in my life along for that ride. I want them not working for me. I want them working with me.
Yeah?
Absolutely. 100%.
Maybe you can get one of your bands to record for season 2. You can get a full band now, I know version of the Geed.
Everyone's probably going to think I'm lying or that's stupid or silly. I've actually actively tried. I've talked to people I've been in bands with, talked to people I've worked with at different jobs, talked to people who have no vested interest in the music or the entertainment field, and been like, listen, why don't we? Because for the longest time, how often do you hear about something coming out of Connecticut? Until Chris Maloney just put out that commercial for that distillery, which was, if Chris Maloney were to ever listen to this, that was hilarious. Thank you, sir.
That's I want to make a text tone out of that.
Yeah.
I just want my phone every time someone texts me to go, Connecticut.
But again, how often do you hear things coming out of Connecticut? You don't. We don't have any professional sports teams.
Not anymore.
A lot of people that even live here don't really regard themselves as hailing from the Nutmeg State.
Well, a lot of people still call it the Constitution State also.
That too.
I like to call it the Repression State.
Why is that?
Because it's wildly repressive.
I mean, like,
it used to be.
There were a lot of people in Providence the other night who were just like, Connecticut's a dump. Like, there's nothing good about Connecticut.
And they're in Rhode Island,
yeah.
So,
Oh, man.
Take that, Rhode Island. Ha-ha! No, I don't have a problem with Rhode Island. I don't like Providence, but I don't have a problem with Rhode Island.
I mean, I didn't really have much time to explore because I just wanted to get on the road and get home.
Well, but, yeah.
I mean, I miss the travel. That's what I love most about doing what I do, is I love the travel. I love seeing all there is to see.
Oh, man. The travel has been my least favorite part of work in general.
Listen, put me in a car for 500 miles. I will find things to do. I remember I went to the city. I took some people to go see a Broadway show that I didn't have a ticket for. But I was their ride, and they were just like, well, what are you going to do? I'm like, I'll find things to do. And I bummed around New York City for 3 hours or whatever it was. I went to the Christmas tree at Rockefeller Center. I went to the Hard Rock Cafe. I got a dirty water dog. Don't judge me. Yes. I went to card shops. I see, going to Manhattan is a treat for me because it's something we didn't routinely do when we were younger. Mm-hmm. It's exciting to me. It's exciting to see all the buildings and see people walking around and just take in the scene. I love taking in scenery. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to spend money, but there is something personally exciting to me about taking in scenery that isn't, it's like once you get past like Iowa, if you're driving, on I-80 and you're just going state to state to state. And once you get past Iowa, that's the end of the cornfields. You get to the end of the cornfields, it's all mountains that you will never see around here. You will see the horizon. You will see the sky touch the highway.
You will drive towards the horizon for 11 hours. You will never hit an incline. You will literally we're talking about Nebraska now.
Yeah.
It's 2 lanes. It's a 2-lane highway.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a 2-way road. 1 lane going in each direction and a lane for the shoulder where you pull over when it rains. That's it.
I remember doing that.
I remember doing that too. There was a hailstorm when I was driving through and everyone was pulling over and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? So I just pull over on the side of the road and everyone just sits there until the storm passes.
We probably should have stopped at the Omaha Civic Center.
Listen, I found all 3 Starbucks in the state of Nebraska.
Did I ever?
So that was my scavenger hunt.
I must have told you that story.
Yeah.
So we didn't realize that the Iowa State Fair was going on in August, and we didn't know anything about it. There was not a hotel room to be had.
No.
Backstory: in 2010, a friend and I drove cross country. We get to Iowa, couldn't get a room anywhere. We drove till 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Finally hit Omaha. And the Holiday Inn off the side of the highway had 1 room left. It was a suite for $99. It was fucking amazing. 2 rooms, fireplace, jacuzzi, 2 beds. It was...
I think I stayed at the DoubleTree in Omaha.
A steal for $99.
I think I stayed at the DoubleTree in Omaha. Because I remember getting to the DoubleTree really late, 2 a.m. Mm-hmm. And I was so dead-ass tired. And I checked in and they were like, would you like a cookie? And I was like, I would fucking love a cookie.
So we check out, we go to IHOP for breakfast, and I happen to be wearing a tank top, and my friend Zach, he has the same tattoo on my left bicep on his hand. So the waitress looks at us, and she's like, are you guys brothers? I go, do we look like brothers? I mean, I hope not. But she's like, well, no, you have the same symbol. And I'm just like...
It's our family crest.
Yeah, we're in a band together. It's called Him, and we're from Finland. And we're playing at the Omaha Civic Center tonight. You should get tickets. Oh, yeah, I'll totally check that out.
Oh, my God.
And he completely 100% believed us.
Well, do you feel like an asshole that she believed you?
No, because we're looking at each other laughing and being like, is there really an Omaha Civic Center?
I mean, I'm sure there is. There's a couple of large cities in Nebraska.
Well, Omaha is the large city.
No, there's Lincoln also.
Oh, yeah. The Lincoln Civic, the Lincoln Logs.
The Lincoln Logs.
We're playing at the Lincoln Log Cabin.
I liked driving through Nebraska because it was very scenic. I mean, there wasn't scenery, but it was scenic. It was idyllic because it's just a long stretch of highway, a long flat stretch of highway, and on a nice day, that just looks real nice.
It was nice.
With the exception of the fact that if you're going east to west, you are driving directly into the sun the entire time. Because if you drive at the speed at which you are driving is literally the speed at which the sun is setting down there.
I remember driving into Vegas, and you can see Vegas from the highway.
Yes, you can.
But that road leading into it takes forever.
I remember that.
You were atop a hill.
That.
And Vegas, the city of Vegas is like a valley from where you are on I-80. And you can see down into it for probably hundreds of miles.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, it's in the middle of the desert. It's literally in the middle of nowhere.
You could see those lights from so far. And I'm like, does this highway ever end?
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know.
We've jumped topics quite a bit.
Well, yeah, and that's fine.
Yeah, that's...
What were we talking about?
We started with downtime, and we made our way to long trips and being famous and, going viral the next day.
You guys do know, we've said it before, but honestly, please tell all your friends about this because we'd love to not work. We'd love to not have to go to work anymore.
And we'd love to take you with us. Seriously.
I mean, honestly. No,
we need security. We need sound engineers. We need merch people.
Hey. No, we don't.
Why not?
I am merch people.
You are also the star. You're going to be a star.
I'm going to be a star. Like that chicken in Rubber.
Every time we see just loose chickens in movies...
Chicken's gonna be a fucking star.
Did you see my lines for today?
Oh my god! All right, did you see, guys?
Did you see the pages?
Guys, I got lines. Did you see how much screen time I got? Holy shit! I'm gonna be a star.
Oh man!
I like seeing chickens in movies. I think they're funny.
Mm.
Yeah.
Or just any loose animal roaming around.
Yeah. But like you say you want to take people with you.
I absolutely want to take people with me.
How? Like, I mean,
because I don't want to hire people that I don't know to work for me. I want my closest friends and family and anybody who'll come along for the ride being part of that entity, whatever it ends up being.
But I mean,
because we've tried get rich quick schemes before. Like we've tried, like, hey, let's do a podcast. Hey, let's start a band. Hey, let's put on some kind of like sideshow and take it on the road. Like. Anything and everything that we can think of because you and I are entertainers at heart. That's what we enjoy doing. We love entertaining people with our skill sets.
We do.
I mean, I certainly do.
You do. Well, I don't know if I consider my skill set entertaining.
Well, I mean, it entertains some people.
I'm sure it does.
The podcast, the OnlyFans, it's. I mean, your TikToks. Before we started dating, entertained the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I would rewatch your TikToks over and over because you are alive.
Back in my viral days.
The one you've got.
Back when I had the energy to edit 60 seconds of video for 4 hours.
I mean, I would watch them over and over just to hear you go, hello.
Hello. Well, I do it in the podcast too. Hello.
Yeah, but you don't.
Hello.
Yeah, you had a knack for doing the What We Do in the Shadows one.
Hello. I do it now.
You are a character to me.
I am a character. I am a character. I am USA Characters Welcome. Do you think that it would, because I know that you don't intend it to, but do you think it would come off as condescending to be like, I want you to come work for me?
Not at all. Not at all. Because this is not like saddling one of my friends with a menial job. I want to build on something. I don't care if it's the bands or the podcast or whatever it is. I just want all my closest friends to be involved in whatever it is that's bringing us enjoy. Because again, this kind of endeavor should never be work. You say you were here working. This is fun to me. The long drives to shows is fun. I love being in the car for hours on end, listening to my favorite music, enjoying. I took back roads to get to Providence. I took back roads the entire way getting to Providence and drove through so many small towns and enjoyed the ever-living shit out of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If I had the time to stop, I would have stopped at all those, places when we were on the phone and I was calling out to you like, oh, look at this log cabin diner right here. No, look, there's a mortuary right next to it.
Yes, obviously those two go hand in hand.
Gotta stop there.
Yeah.
You're going to need to eat after you embalm somebody.
Or before.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I think, I think about it and I don't know. I wonder sometimes, though. I wonder if, two schmoes like us would be able to glean enough fame that I would feel comfortable offering my friends a job.
Because I'd rather it be people we know than total strangers.
Oh, I agree. I can agree with that, like, for sure.
When we went to when one of my older bands went to South by Southwest in 2015, we bought a beat up van. We loaded it up. We had a stack of cash, and we were just like, we're just going to fucking go. And we broke down on the way, and we had some adventures. We had some fun times in small town Virginia and other small towns across, the way there. And fun was had along the way. Fun was had while we were there. Fun was had on the way back. you know?
Yeah.
And it was with people I've known most of my life.
Yeah, but you didn't offer them a job.
No, they offered me the job. You know, if I wouldn't have been in that band if not for those guys.
Yeah.
You know, I've said it since day one. They afforded me the ability to travel, and I, sincerely will always appreciate them for that.
We wouldn't be married if it wasn't for those guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thankful for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was supposed to travel with those guys, and I didn't. But I was supposed to. I just didn't.
I don't think you would have wanted to smell them for that long.
No, honestly, I don't think I would have, all things considered.
Because the running joke is that my farts woke Tom up out of a dead sleep.
They've woken yourself up out of a dead sleep.
And apparently that's what set the wheel well on fire.
No, that was some kind of karma.
But then just to see Jim, a 6 foot, 320-pound man, leap out of this van with 2 bottles of Poland Spring, thinking that it's going to put that fire out. Oh, and then just watching the van get loaded up onto that flatbed and hoping the trailer's going to fit with it. Funny story, though, is that several years later, I ended up driving down to Tennessee and passing through that exact same spot where our van caught fire.
Yeah.
And had horrible flashbacks.
I would imagine.
Because our van did not need to be on that lift for 9 hours when there was an Advance Auto Parts across the street that had exactly what we needed this entire time.
Yeah, a fucking fire extinguisher. I mean, that's really what you needed.
Oh, man.
Note to travelers, fire extinguisher.
Well, no, I mean, there was something that we needed. I don't know what part it was, but,
Well, yeah.
I'm still amazed that the guy only charged us $150 in labor for 9 hours.
Well, he probably looked at you and figured you were poor.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I can imagine the 5 of you traveling.
But we made it on time, and we played 2 shows the first night, and then Jim got lost going down a one-way street.
Yeah. I mean, that tracks.
Thankfully, he was only carrying the merch bin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was this a good talk?
I mean, it's been a talk.
It's been a talk.
It's been a 35-minute talk so far.
I mean,
this is us, baby. This is just us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the train of thought. This is truly,
because this is how because when we do a podcast, we're usually trying to plot it out. We're trying to stay the course. And when we're having the conversations that we usually think of as like, oh, why didn't we record those? They take many different forms.
What were we talking about yesterday that you said this is going to be the next episode?
Saturday morning cartoons.
No.
Yes, I had said we should talk about our leisurely ritual.
I don't remember that being it. We were having a conversation about something in the kitchen. I think in the morning, not yesterday morning. I think Saturday morning.
Yeah, and I remember saying that to you about our coffee, our cartoons, the dog, just because we'll do it, in bed while we're in our pajamas.
No, we were talking about that's when we'll record, but I remember us having one of those argumentative conversations.
I don't. I remember going, boom, that's it.
I remember us talking about the pineapple lifesaver.
Now's the time to bring that up. That was a totally different conversation because you and I didn't remember that the clear or the light colored one was pineapple flavored, and you kept swearing that it was.
It absolutely.
And then I had to look it up, and I'm like, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with pineapple lifesavers. There's nothing wrong with lifesavers. I used to just,
We're going to get into this. We can't get into it at the 30-minute mark.
Yes, we can. We certainly can. You just split this into 2 episodes. This is That Talking Podcast. We're talking about lifesavers.
We'll talk about lifesavers. But I think this was fun.
I may need to swing by CVS and grab a
I don't think you can find the classic pack anymore.
Yeah, no, they don't give you sleeves, just like they don't give you sleeves of gummy lifesavers.
They never gave you sleeves in lifesavers. It was the tube.
Yes, a sleeve, same thing.
Tube. No, because there's nothing in there. They're not like individually wrapped in there or anything. It's just a tube.
See, now the thing that pisses me off is the fact that gummy lifesavers are just in giant bags now, so they stick together. So if they're in a hot truck, they're gross. Back in the day, you had a plastic tray, and they were each in an individual slot.
I am well aware.
And you can't get those anymore. I used to love those. That was my jam. That was my go-to.
Yeah.
I remember being... this is one of my earliest memories, being 3 years old. I would get picked up from preschool, and either before or after the park, we'd go to the general store, plug, Newtown, general store, for a sleeve of gummy lifesavers. Get a flagpole while you're there. Make sure
that's a sandwich for people who don't know.
It is the sandwich.
It's a sandwich.
It is the sandwich.
Sandwich.
Yeah. The Sandy Hook is good too. What is it? Roast beef, cheddar, and barbecue sauce.
All right. Not a sponsor. Not a sponsor.
Oh, we could. We're taking it along. We're taking it on the road. We are taking. Listen, I would take the general store on.
Oh my
the road.
God. Okay,
And
so
Misty Vale.
I've decided if we are ever fortunate enough to do a live show of this nonsense,
Yeah.
it should be at Town Hall, obviously.
Right.
Our first live show should absolutely be at Town Hall.
Can I just say I'm so glad, among other things, that you have reaffirmed my affinity for Town Hall.
I like it there.
Because there have been, since we've been together, there have been so many things that I have lost interest in, just downright forgotten about, and there's so many things that I've been afraid to re-embrace, if re-embrace is even a word, but just embrace again.
Yeah.
Because of bad memories, bad associative memories, and you have reignited my passions for these things.
Well, all right. I'll take that.
I love it. I love going to the movies at Town Hall with you now.
I like going to the movies at Town Hall.
I love that we're going to the drive-in later this week there.
Yeah. See, and that's going to be exciting because the one that we're going to actually, because they're going to be doing a showing of it, like a spontaneous. It's not on the schedule for the drive-in, but they're going to be doing it on Friday.
Drive-in.
The drive-in. They're going to be showing Jaws on Friday, but Thursday is like the dress rehearsal, like getting the drive-in ready for everything. And it's by invitation only. So I don't think a lot of people are going to be there.
See,
so that's going to be pretty neat.
We should pay off a whole bunch of our friends to show up and be like, are you Downtown Andy and JJ Starr from that talking podcast?
Oh my God.
And then people who have no idea who we are will be like, what is that? Like, and then that's their, incentive to look us up.
I have mentioned to people that I work with, because I'm sure that no one I work with listens to this, but there are a couple of people who know that we do this, that we have a podcast and everything. And
we'll just start signing foreheads.
They've asked people have asked, well, what is it about? And I don't have an answer for them. I'm like, my husband and I talk. We're just talking.
That's something that I wanted to get on the podcast.
What?
When I first found out what podcasts were,
yeah,
and people were saying, like, people say to me all the time, like, you should listen to this podcast while you're at work. You should listen to that podcast. And I remember my initial thought was, why would I want to sit and just listen to people talk? Like, I don't listen to talk radio. I can't.
And now you make it.
I can't think of why I would want to just listen to people talking to each other when I'm not watching them, when there's no and I gave podcasts a chance, and it's become, because a lot of people who podcast also, they just take the audio and they make it the podcast, whereas the video goes up on YouTube or some other platform or whatever it is.
Well, we're working on that.
Yeah. But I never could understand why you would just want to listen, just listen to people talk. Like, I listen to music, I listen to, and then I thought about it for a while, and I thought, I remember Saturdays when my dad would take me places, he'd put on Car Talk.
Okay.
Or things of that sort. And I'm like, okay, so it's not like I haven't listened to people just talk before without watching them. But slowly but gradually I started to see the value in podcasting.
I think at this point I listen to music at work, but in my car, I listen exclusively to podcasts.
Now I do. So if you suggest podcast, like I gave Mabim Bam a chance.
I love it.
Plug. As we've talked about in previous episodes, a lot of my podcasts are, politics related, only because I don't think I have the stomach to watch it. So it's just like, if I'm going to be stuck in this truck for the next 6 hours, let it, just go in one ear and out the other, so I get some information of what's going on in the world. But I've researched into podcasts of things that I'm interested in, music related, hobbies and things of that sort.
Yeah.
So I'm certainly rotating through podcasts a lot more than I ever was before this.
Yeah, I'm following, I've subscribed to podcasts so that, the new episodes will pop up and everything like that. But now, recently in the last few months, I have become devoted to making sure that I listen to all of the new episodes. When my brother and me comes out, the new deep dive, the new how did this get made, Sheena Interrupted is a new one that I like that I have to show you because you should really see it. And it's like this is what I listen to now. And I think back to when I was a kid and my dad listened exclusively to CBS radio in the car. That was the only thing that was ever on. And when he would drive us to school, we would have to ask if we could put on FM radio for a little while.
See, now getting back to the whole, getting our friends into this, I didn't realize it at the time, but my first venture into podcasting, if you will, was I said to a group of friends of mine that we didn't get to see each other all that often anymore because, lives, school and work and things like that. I said, listen, let's meet at your house on a Thursday night. I'll bring my camera and a 6-pack and a pack of cigarettes. And that's what it turned into. It was a show about nothing, just like Seinfeld, but we sat around and we just shot the shit for 2-3 hours, filming ourselves talking about whatever. And then somebody said to me oh, it's a podcast. I'm like, podcast? And well, yeah, it's you're making a podcast and putting it up on YouTube. I said, okay, sure. If you want to call it if that's what it's called, sure, it's a podcast now.
See, and now what's weird is that since you went to YouTube with a video and everything, I would call that a vlog. I wouldn't call it a podcast.
See, it doesn't matter to me what it's called because these buzzwords are just whatever people are going to want to, put into it. But it was my excuse to see people that I didn't get to see as regularly as I used to.
Yeah.
So friends of mine, typically most of whom that I'd been in bands with, who we're all doing different things at this point. But we set the schedule. We're like, okay, every Thursday at 8:00, we're gonna go to Josh's basement, and Justin's gonna show up. Steve is gonna show up. We're gonna smoke a lot of cigarettes. We're gonna drink a lot of Jack Daniels, and we're just gonna talk about whatever comes up. And then I'm going to spend the next 8 hours editing those 3 hours of filming down to 15 minutes to fit it on a YouTube clip.
Yeah.
And I'm going to throw in funny music and zingers and all sorts of stuff. And it was so much. We only did 8 episodes, but it was my excuse to hang out with my friends. It was plotting it out.
Yeah.
And then people would start asking, what's our show going to be about this week? What's our show going to be about next week? Can people call in? Can you have guests? And it was just so sporadic, but so silly and fun to do, just like this is.
People call in.
We had, even though we weren't live, we had my friend Zach call in.
You guys are fucking weird.
And we used to do the stupidest segments, and just it was a different time. And
well, we've been doing this for about 2 months now.
Yeah, we're at the peak of our show.
We are. We've been doing this for a couple of months at this point. We look at, the funniest part is that, whenever an episode goes live after a couple of days, I always look at the stats and everything, and I'm intrigued to know, who are you in Virginia? Who's in Virginia listening to us right now?
That is how we met our wedding photographer.
Yeah.
Because my brother, who was friends with him, had said, you should get Steve on there. And I said, okay, just have him be at Josh's this Thursday at 8:00. And I was late, so everybody got there, and Steve is there, and I'm not there yet to introduce Steve to the group, so they just thought a stranger showed up at Josh's basement.
I just think it's so weird because it's we can tell it's New Milford, well, that's us.
No, this was in Brookfield,
I know,
Bethel.
but there are the locations of the downloads for this podcast for our show, and there are some where I'm just who are you listening to this right now?
See, I don't look at those
Who are
things.
you out there?
I don't look. Well, we need a forum for them to comment and like and subscribe and all those other things.
We got the Instagram. We have
Hit
YouTube.
the bell.
There's no bell on
There's no
podcast, fool.
It's on. No, there's a bell on YouTube.
If you go to YouTube, it's not on YouTube.
Where's the bell then?
The bell is on YouTube. The podcast is on podcasting platforms.
Yeah, but don't you put the podcast up on YouTube?
I put it on as a video because we need to become verified on YouTube in order to submit it as a podcast.
So you're telling me there's a bell?
I'm telling you there's a bell. God damn it. This was a fun talk.
We could keep going.
We're not going to, though. We're gonna call it, and
This is eventually gonna lead up to the 24-hour stream.
That's never gonna happen.
It'll happen.
That is not going to happen.
It's coming.
No.
What if they pay for it?
Who's paying for it?
Our legions of.
What are we gonna do? What is it gonna be like a telethon? We're gonna stay up all night. Just keep sending your money. Call in your pledges.
Jerry Lewis telethon.
Seriously, like no. This isn't. Yeah, PBS is gonna reach out to us and be like, "We want you to podcast for 24 hours." I don't think so.
I mean, it could happen.
It could happen.
And again, we're going to have to make t-shirts. We're going to have to make wristbands. We're going to have to make back scratchers.
We're not making wristbands.
All right.
We're not making wristbands.
I thought it was very interesting to see the kind of things that one of my bands started making as far as merch. I'm like, flasks? Who's thought of flasks before? People were asking about them at Cherry Street.
Cherry Street smells like pee-pee, so I would imagine that crowd wants a flask. Yeah.
See, there's a market for everything.
Oh, Lord.
There's always going to be a market for back scratchers.
All right. We're going to call it. This was a good talk.
This
was a fun talk.
Sadie migrated from being our table to
being asleep.
Your lap blanket.
We're going to call this.
Okay, call it.
I'm trying to. You keep bringing it back to the goddamn show. Let me call it. Thank you.
What do you want to call it?
Thank you out there in podcast land for letting me end this episode, for the love of God. Thank you for listening to That Talking Podcast. You can find us on Instagram, DT Andy and JJ Star with 2 R's. We're on YouTube. For the love of God, somebody go view those videos. Please. Make it worth my time. Oh my God. And TikTok. TikTok's fun.
Thank you, JJ, for the editing.
Thank you, Andy, for the theme song. This has been That Talking Podcast. I am done.
I'm well done.
I'm well done. Oh my God. From the 3 of us at That Talking Podcast, for real though.
We will talk to you later.
Yeah, we'll talk to you later.